Hey there, everybody. Following movie I wanted to talk about. I saw this one last night. I thought just gonna see myself a B slasher movie from 1986, Evil Off. It's basically, you know, a bunch of. It starts out with a guy who's he's a student, but he's a medical student, and he wants to buy this mansion, and he's greeted by the real estate guy Roger, and basically all of his friends are coming, but before they come, he's getting killed by someone with a weird laugh, like so, and he stabs him, and he's like, whoa, oh. So it's pretty weird. And then three cars come. So one car has two girls, the other car has three guys, and the other car has a girl and a guy, and it's a couple. And one of the girls, Connie, is the guy who gets killed. Jerry, his name was in the beginning scene, but she had to come later. But they can't find Jerry. Um his car is gone. They don't know where he is. So they're basically waiting for Jerry, but they're already, starting. They're there to help renovate the place. I mean, there are these two guys, Johnny, and this one takes the cake. Mark Armstrong, and he's like a very muscular dude. I have to say muscular, but not like wide, like a bodybuilder. I mean, see, I see on my guns. I mean, like I've got the guns to prove it, right? And I also can do this. Yeah, but for serious, this guy is shredded like hell, and every time the Johnny character too, he's almost as shredded as Mark Armstrong. But this guy, he constantly uses momentums to take off his shirt, or the other one being in the shirt without sleeves, and they're like, you know what I mean? So every time he can, he uses his chiseled body, and when uh, the real estate guy wants to go, he takes his arm and says, "My name is Armstrong, Mark Armstrong." It's almost like, okay. Plus, they're all college students, medical students. The the youngest person in the movie is like 29, 30s, are medical students. These guys look like they were at least in their mid 30s, so it's okay. Um, but a lot of these slasher movies, especially at campuses or something, or there's school from a school, high schools or just college or whatever, they always use actors that are hard, especially the 80s horror movies, that 10, 15 years older than a regular student should be. I mean, nowadays in newer movies, we get younger actors that are maybe a few years older than they should be, but they still look the part to play in like an 18-year-old doing his last year at a high school, right? So they do play the part now, but in the 80s they looked like 30 or something. He's high, and he's, I mean, cutting classes with Brad Pitt. It's one of, it's Brad Pitt did a slasher called Cutting Class, and he plays I think a student of a last year student from high school, and at that time he looks at least end of his 20s, starting end of his 20s, like 28, 29. So okay, just looking past that, okay, we've got some adults but they're students, and then you have this extremely 80s uh, thing that happens. They put on a song and they start to they all start to dance with a face like this, and you see like the asses go from the guys and the ladies go really like, you see them jiggling. Then you see the guy with the top without the thing. You see him do this, and then you see their face, and then meanwhile they're painting, and then they're the stupid song from the 80s and their stupid dancing. It's hilarious. But that's just the fun about this B slasher movie. That's the fun about it. You know, the adults that are playing medical students and they're dancing in the shitty 80s movie, and how they're dancing is like a bunch of retards. And there's this one guy named Barney. He's a Fangoria fan. Yeah, Barney. He's a Fangoria fan, and at that time, those were the reviews of horror movies. So Connie tells the history of the house, and that's why it's so long on the market. It's because a guy named Martin. It used to be a child's home, for children and babies. And apparently, this guy Martin killed the kids in their sleep, cutting their pretty horrific story, cutting their necks and cutting the babies' necks, and then the ones that are screaming, he cut the tongues out. Then he cut one of the baby's necks and took it by the legs and let it bleed out. I mean, what the fuck? And the way she's telling it, it's like with a smile. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm just fascinated by the story. Who's the fuck is fascinated by a fucking asshole psychopath that uses babies and kills fucking babies like that, and kills just babies overall? It's not something you laugh at and you find fascinating. It's something you find disgusting, you find horrifying, right? So maybe a red herring there. Because after that, people get killed one by one. She may be the killer. Who knows? You see a scene with the real estate guy and a lady that's in the car. That's when she was at the house too, and she waited for her husband, another real estate guy, to come in because she wants to get in. She wants to get in, and she gets creeps from this house because of its what happened there. There's a sheriff so fat that he can't get in his car, and he walks like this. And he has a random kid, a random guy, patrolling the house. He's not a police officer, but he's doing that as a favor for him. And then he says, "Who's the guy behind you?" I don't got someone behind me. Yeah, you do. Behind you in the seats. And then you hear a gargling sound. Whoa, whoa, whoa. He goes and he sees the sheriff's neck, and that's cool. It was a cool effect. He actually stuffed skin. It was really open and the blood was gushing out. It was a realistic throat slit, yeah. And then he gets a knife through the body. You see the knife coming out of his chest, picked up. You got some good gore moments. You got some not so good gore moments, like guy gets drilled through the neck. You don't see anything. You just see the hands that are doing like this. You know, trilling his hands. You know. But you do get an axe to the face. You get a guy, which in my opinion is impossible, right? He gets head completely exploded in a microwave oven, but the door of the microwave is open. So then, I think my microwave wouldn't work, right? But for some reason, that's one does, and okay, he dies because of the heat of the microwave oven. Oh shit! I'm not gonna spoil who the killer is. It's a whodunit. I'm gonna end here. You know, it's a fun movie. It's a B slasher movie from 1986. You've got really 80s cheese in there with the song when they're dancing. The guys who's ripped and the swimming pants, the swimming trunks he has. He can be on a stage for Mr. Olympia or something. He's muscular, but he's not widely built. But he's, the acting, yeah, like you got the slut, Tina, Mark Armstrong is trying to take Tina to bed, and he's saying, "You hurt me, Tina," because she doesn't want to, because she had just a breakup with Johnny, the other guy, and every time I see him, she says, "I'm feeling guilty," and then, "Okay, but you hurt me, Tina, you hurt me," because he was asking for sex, and says, "Why are you hurt?" "Blue balls, that's hurting." And then when she goes to his room, she says, "Oh, we shouldn't do this. Come on, I got blue balls." Okay. Things like that. And the acting is 80s slasher B acting, but it's a fun movie. I had fun with it. I've seen this once a second time even, but I completely forgot who the killer was. And how it went, and how the kills went, and things like that. But it's a fun movie, a fun watch. If you're a slasher fan, think you should see it, and you can notch it off your list of 80 slasher movies. So see you next time.